Hi, I'm Sandra, the creator at Sing, Play, Create, and today I'm sharing some movement activities for kindergarten and first grade. Let's get started. I like to use movement activities in my classroom, and I especially like to use them to support the learning goals. So we're not just moving to move in the music classroom, we're actually moving to learn. And this is big everywhere. Everybody's doing this. Kindergarten teachers are doing it. Music teachers have been doing it, and everybody's doing it now because we understand that the movement helps the kids make those brain connections. You don't have to take away anything that you're doing. What you're doing is just putting the icing on the cake. And it's really bringing everything together so it's a yummy, yummy, yummy music lesson. So I'm going to share with you some of my ideas to help you so we're going to stay on track in our curriculum. We're going to teach the concepts that we know we need to teach each year, but we're going to add in that movement to support the learning goals. One activity I've used a lot with first grade is GALLUMP with the little green frog. And I actually talk about this in my high-low lesson music activities video that you can check out. But for today's, we're talking about just the movement and how we can add that in. And this will help you get some ideas on how you can do that with pretty much any song or chant that you're teaching. So GALLUMP with the little green frog. And so we're going to sing the song. So I would actually show with the scarf to the music. So if you're playing a recording, then I would play the recording. GALLUMP went the little green frog one day. GALLUMP went the little green frog. GALLUMP went the little green frog one day. And his eyes went GALLUMP. Then I would have the students do that action. So we're just going to give them a scarf after you sing it and show it, and then play the recording and then have them do it. They're not going to get it right the first time, so go ahead and do it 3 or 4 times. That's okay. And then after that, you could do the movement with the song. You could have them be froggies. I like to make a circle, and the middle of the circle is a pond, and then everybody's a froggy, or we can take turns 5 at a time, and then everybody switches in and out. GALLUMP. And the outside kids who are in the circle can have the scarf, and the inside circle kids are the frogs. So if you have scarves and you have a circle and you know the GALLUMP song, this is one activity you can use to integrate movement so that they're having a fun time moving around while they're learning high and low. Sing, Play, Create has a free high-low resource in the free resource library. You can subscribe and join our freebie group. It has that song in it. It has teaching pages and activities. You can get that for free. Then the next song that we can do is with the Bluebird song, and we can show high and low. And if you want, you can save the high to the very end of the song. So if we're doing kindergarten, that may be a good choice. So instead of going, bluebird, bluebird through my window. So with kindergarten, I would do it like this. I would have them make a little birdie, and then we just do it with the song. Bluebird, bluebird through my window. Bluebird, bluebird through my window. Bluebird, bluebird through my window. And then on the word oh, I would have them fling it up like that. Oh, Johnny, aren't you tired? Or you can even change the word and say, oh, bluebird, aren't you tired? And then just have them do this. And that is just a good pre-song game activity. You could do that in kindergarten. And then in first grade, you could teach them the window game, which I also have done in another video. And I have that resource available at TPT if you want to go check that out. But we can use a scarf to show high and low using the songs, your normal songs that you're using in your curriculum, and we're going to add in that movement. All right, so with Bluebird, After we do the scarf activity with Bluebird, then we can add in some movement. So now we can be bluebirds. Bluebird, bluebird through my window. And then on oh, we're going to jump. Oh, Johnny, aren't you tired? And have them go all the way down to the ground and get super quiet like they're in the bird's nest. And they're taking a rest. They're waiting for the mama bird to bring them a worm. So they're going to rest. So you can turn it into a little story. Bluebird, bluebird through my window, bluebird. And then, oh, and then way down. Johnny bird or bluebird, aren't you tired? Go all the way down. So by the time you've sung the song, done the scarf, and then done the movement, that's probably a good 10, maybe 12 minutes of your class time. Then you can switch and do a story, and then you could come back to one of those movements. That's the way you can integrate the movement into your lesson. You want to have the calm time and the moving time. So after the birdies are sleeping, that might be a good time to say, all right, everybody turn around and peek over the side of your nest. I have a story to read to you. And then you could read a story that supports your learning goal of high and low. I actually looked for a Bluebird book and couldn't find it, but maybe you know one and you can let me know in the comments below. Then you could do something where you're reading, or you could have them do a listening activity, a coloring activity, something different. And then for the last 7 minutes of class, come back to one of those activities. And I would choose to do the movement over the scarf because I don't want to be messing with the scarves at the end of class. So I would just have them then, let's be bluebirds. And you could even have them line up in your classroom ready to go and sing the song and do it in their line. And you could just repeat it until it's time for them to go. I hope that idea helps you out with integrating movement with a song or chant that you already are using in your classroom. So when you're using a scarf in the classroom, you can also pull out the Sing, Play, Create scarf activities. They're on the Sing, Play, Create YouTube channel. And we've got a couple of real favorite ones there. One of them is Ocean Friends Scarf. And then what you can do is pause the video. But if I'm waving high, you could have the kids go high. And when I wave low, low. And then don't worry about the in-between. Just tell them don't worry about it. And then give them their scarves and then they can copy. They go high, low, high. It doesn't have to be on the octave. Just let them play around with their high and low voice while they're moving with the scarf video. And then you can, after you pause and go through some of those actions, then put on the video. They can move their scarves and have them sing it. You know, like they're opera singers. High, low, you know, and just play around and have lots of fun with the scarf videos. They will help you with the movement in your classroom and also to support the learning goals of high and low. All right, our learning goal is loud and soft, and we're going to use the song Grizzly Bear. And everybody loves it. This was my very favorite all-time kindergarten song, and I know your kids will love it too. And we're going to do it with the scarf. So we're going to use the same idea of bringing a scarf or something in another movement prop to use into the classroom, into the activity, to add in that movement. So they're not just looking at a PowerPoint and going, grizzly bear, a grizzly bear, you know, that kind of thing. So we're trying to switch ourselves from that to having it all be the moving classroom. All the pieces moving, and everybody knows where they're supposed to move, how they're supposed to move, because you're controlling it with movement props or specific actions, time limits, that kind of thing. So now we're going to talk about loud and soft and grizzly bear. And so the grizzly bear is sleeping in a cave. So then I would demonstrate it. You can demonstrate it, or you can choose to have your students just show you without you giving them any ideas. And I like to do that too. So we could play the recording, or you could just sing, grizzly bear, oh grizzly bear. I'm going fastest for this video. Sleeping in a cave, please be very quiet, very, very quiet. And then I'm going to move bigger. If you wake him, if you shake him, he gets very mad. And so then we're going to wave our scarves big. So you could have them experiment, or if you want to demonstrate it first. And then after that, you can sit down, you can talk about the words, you could do a little rhythm, you could do some padding of the beat. Then we're going to do some movement. So we're going to choose 2 movements. We're not going to worry about the in-between of the middle. We're only going to worry about loud and soft. So I'm going to have everybody stand in a circle. The center is a bear. And I probably wouldn't have a student be a bear just yet. We're just going to work on how are we going to get from our house through the forest to the bear. And we're going to have to tiptoe when it's quiet. Grizzly bear, a grizzly bear, sleeping. And then go to, and then when it says, he gets very mad, then I have them jump. Mad. Now, during that first time, I'm not having them move anywhere. We're just staying in our spot. So you don't even have to be in the circle, but I usually make the circle and get ready for the next part. So we're just going to be in our spot and we're going to tiptoe. And then we're going to jump. He gets very mad. On that part, we're going to jump. And then if everybody gets it, then we can go to the next level and we can play the game. And then we can say there's trees in the middle and we have to tiptoe around the trees to get to the bear. And then the bear knows that he's supposed to jump up and get very mad. And everybody, I teach them how I want them to show me mad because I found that there was hitting and some touching that went on that I didn't want. So then I gave them some choices of how can we show mad. So we're going to either jump or they can make a big pose or you can give them something to do on the word mad so that we avoid the issue of the hitting type stuff that goes on sometimes. So we're going to play the game. We're going to use movement and then we're going to want to sit down and get calm. So we might watch then a presentation. There's some storybooks, I think some videos on YouTube. You know, you might have a book you could read about it or something special with bears and then or some other materials that are loud and soft that you have in your lesson plans. Then at the end of class, you could come, or in between, depending how long your classes are, you could come back to the scarf movement or save the scarf movement for later. So then you'd have 2 movement activities. And then have the quiet down before they leave for class again. So bringing in the movement gives you some options on how to balance out action and then calm, action, then calm in your classroom. And you know, it is honestly true that even every kindergarten class in a school will be different. You might find that some kindergartners, they're not going to be able to handle the jumping loud. So maybe you just want to stick to the scarves. Or maybe you'll have them do this for loud, you know, and that's the movement they're going to get. Or maybe they'll never tiptoe through the forest to the center. They'll just have to stay in their places and do it because they're not ready for that. And that's okay. The main thing is we're getting them to move. That's what we want them to do. We want them to move, feel, and be part of the music and be learning through these music and movement activities. All right, now we're going to teach about fast and slow. And this is a fun one. Lots of teachers use the song Teddy Bear or as a chant. You can do it either way, and we're also going to add in some movement to it. So Teddy Bear, if you teach this chant early in the year, then you can pull this out as a movement activity the whole year long. And it's really fast. They can do it in line. You don't need props for it. You don't need visuals. They can just do the chant. And you can vary the tempo. Teddy bear, turn around. Teddy bear, touch the ground. Teddy bear, tie your shoe. Teddy bear, that will do. And we're going to stop on that. We're going to freeze because we're not moving. So then we'll practice that and we'll practice different tempos with them patting the beat from slow to fast. So that just may be one class time. Once you know that, I'm sure now you're thinking of some ideas, but there's lots of different ways now we can go slow and fast. And one thing that I've done is we can do jump ropes to it. So if you can get jump ropes from the PE teacher, you can have them do the chant with the jump ropes. Kindergarten may not be able to do jump ropes, so just do pretend jump ropes. And we're going to jump. Teddy bear, turn around. and then they can do the chant. And then you can put them in groups, or you could have them take turns showing how well they do it. Or you could have a competition to see who can go the fastest. Lots of different ways. But the great thing, like I said, about teaching it early in the year is then you have this easy thing they can do all year long. You just pull it out. You don't need to, like I said, you don't need any props or anything. You just say, oh, it's teddy bear time. I had stuffed animals in my room, so I would have a teddy bear. Oh, teddy bear says he needs to jump, and he wants to do the teddy bear chant. Stop, drop, and do the teddy bear chant. So then we would stop and do the teddy bear chant. And then at the end, we stop. And we can freeze on a pose, or we just get calm. Then we can go on to the rest of our fast and slow lesson. So that's a fun movement activity you can do with, that can even be into second grade, K1 and 2. Another fun fast and slow activity with kindergarten is train activities. I have a whole bundle of kindergarten train activities with a movement, songs, and all kinds of things using engine number 9. And I talk about that in one of my other videos that you can check out. But you can always just say, let's be a choo-choo train for fast and slow. And if your class is far enough along in the year and they can lead themselves, then you could play the piano or an instrument while they do it. But you may want to find some music, grab a hand drum, and play it as you lead them along. So we're just gonna move like a train. Clickety clack, clickety clack. Here we go. You're playing the drum and they're doing this. Now we're gonna go around the train faster, 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 faster. Now if the kids are really young and they haven't really even learned how to walk in line, then don't move. Just stay where you are and march in place. Engine number 9. You can say the chant. They don't have to learn it just to get started. We're just moving fast and slow. That's the main point. The chant may not be part of your lesson activities for that day. So that's another movement activity that you can bring out any time of year. So I used the train activity all the time because one year they didn't give me any transition time. So I'd have one class coming in and another class leaving, never at the same time. So one class, the class that was coming in, they did choo-choo train while the other class stood and waited for their teacher. So I taught everybody to do the choo-choo train actions and how to walk around the circle and be a choo-choo train. And that was just a really simple movement activity that I brought in to help me with the transition time. So we can use a chant or a song. We can talk about moving like a train and doing some easy movement activities for fast and slow. Another thing you can do is go to the Sing Play Create channel and use one of the freeze dances, because I've made the actions, sequenced them so they're fast, medium, and slow. So you can do the same thing I said with scars. You can go through, just pause real quick through those actions. If you purchase the activity, you can use the presentation and some of the other guides that are in there to do it. But if you're just using YouTube, then you can go through and you can look at those actions and have the kids tell you, is that fast? Is it slow? And have them show it to you. Just have them show you while you're teaching, and then you can use that activity for 2 to 4 minutes and have them moving fast and slow. And I would pair that then with, for example, if I had done the teddy bear song, I would have a quiet activity in between, maybe a coloring sheet that has fast and slow and they draw the lines to match fast and slow, or something else that you have. And then I would do the movement activity, and then we might sing some songs or do something else. So we've got 2 movement things going on during the class. They're not real long, they're not eating up all our class time, but they're just keeping things moving along, keeping everybody on their toes. So the last idea I have that is to help kindergarten and first grade learn music concepts through movement is steady beat body percussion play-alongs. And I know those are really popular. There's a lot of YouTube channels that have them, and I love them too, and I've made some. They're on the Sing Play Create channel, but I highly recommend using those. They're really good activities. They're especially good for helping students make those brain connections and helping them actually get focused and calm, especially the ones where they're sitting down. So there's some that I've seen where they're just patting and clapping, you know, very simple things, and that's perfect. That's great. They can be a calming down activity, even with the movement, as well as a highly engaged movement activity. So it doesn't have to always be fast and crazy movement for it to be effective in the classroom. It can be slow and quiet and thoughtful too. As you can tell, I love movement. I did a lot of these things and they really work. It is hard to integrate them in. I say choose one thing. If you love scarves, then just start bringing scarves into your classroom. If you like to do body percussion, then try adding body percussion. You can do it with all of the songs I suggested today. If you like movement and dancing, then have the students do dance moves. Come up with some way to integrate movement into those lessons. Hope this video helps you. I would love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Please subscribe to this video, this channel, and have a great week. Let's keep kids moving and learning with music.